I don't watch a lot of Christmas romantic comedies, the Hallmark type movies, but in December each year, I seem to always watch a few. That said, just a few days ago, I checked out a movie on Netflix called Our Little Secret. It's a romantic comedy starring Lindsey Lohan. Now, in general, I thought the movie had a pretty good storyline and above average acting, yet a bit of a rushed ending, which I'll get to here in a few moments. Now, in movies like this, they always seem to follow the same formula, especially the Christmas ones. Now, there's a woman in it. She's successful in her career, but unsuccessful in her dating life. And she ends up some sort of awkward situation, and there's always a tall, dark, handsome guy. I'm not sure why they don't ever just put in like an average, normal looking guy. And they bond in the days leading up to Christmas. And then, of course, at the end, they end up together happily ever after. And it's a pretty similar formula for all these Christmas movies to follow. Even though I don't watch a lot, whenever I do, it always seems to be pretty much the same thing. And it works pretty well. I'm just curious, once again, why the guys in these movies, they never seem to look like an average guy. You're never going to see a guy in his 30s that's 5'6" and losing a little bit of hair. Anyhow, Our Little Secret presented a pretty good storyline in the movie. It showed Lindsay Lohan and her old boyfriend as significant others at a Christmas family home. Now, their significant others, Lindsay Lohan's boyfriend in the movie and the guy she used to date, they are actually the guy she used to date, his new girlfriend. They're actually brother and sister. So they're at this house, and rather than tell the truth that they used to date to these siblings, they decide to hide it from them and from the family. Now, I have to say, first up, I thought that was a pretty questionable decision. And of course, there would be no movie if they didn't do this. But I think it would have been smarter for them just to say they knew each other growing up, they were friends, and it seemed like the best route. And in many of these cases, most grown-ups aren't going to care even if someone dated 10 years ago. I guess that's debatable. Chime in if you would care if you were in that situation. But I think I would go the friend route still. It covers you from so many angles if you're ever back home and someone ever brings up the other person's name. And also, you think about it, if you were going to get married, if Lindsay Lohan was going to get married to the first guy that she was dating in this movie, and she goes to a wedding and then some people come from her hometown, you don't run the risk of one of your hometown friends exposing that you two actually know each other or possibly used to date. That said, the movie was a little bit better than I expected. It could also be the fact that I never really watch these types of movies too, and it's around Christmas time. Still, I have to say the ending was a bit sudden. Lohan essentially leaves the home after everything blows up. They kind of go in their own direction, and then the dude just kind of shows up at her home and just kind of tells her he loves her. And it didn't seem they bonded enough really throughout the movie to result in that outcome. I could see them getting together, but I felt like they needed a little bit more, and he just kind of showed up. There wasn't some huge fight where it was all emotional and they were both crying. That said, I would say this movie was pretty typical and really what we should expect from a romantic comedy around in the Christmas time. If you've seen the movie, chime in, let me know what you think. Did you enjoy it or not? Thanks.